Hello, you are most welcome. I'm Teacher Ivan from WUNNA Educational Services. We are still looking at dimensions of a physical quantity. Previously, we looked at how we check the correctness or consistency of an equation using dimensions. Today, we are looking at how we derive equations using dimensions. So, we have a question which says, assume that period T depends on the following. We have mass of the bomb M, we have length of the pendulum L, we have acceleration due to gravity G. So the question is, derive the relation between T, M, L, and G. So after giving us these three factors of period T, we must know how each of these three affect period T, and that's what we are going to be doing. So that means that T is directly proportional to M power X, L power Y, and G power Z. These powers are to help us get to know how each of these factors affect period T. And therefore, we substitute the proportional sign with a constant, okay? Getting period T equaling to K, M power X, L power Y, G power Z. And if this equation is dimensionally consistent, then the dimensions of period T should be equal to the product of the dimensions of K, M, L, and G. So the dimensions of period T is time T. Then the dimensions of the constant is 1, since it is a constant. Then we shall have mass power X, length power Y, and then length per square time power Z. That is from the dimensions of acceleration. So that brings us to T equaling to M power Z, L power Y, and L per square time power Z. We shall open the bracket, and since we have three quantities on the right hand side, that is mass, length, and time, we should have the very quantities on the left hand side. But on our left we are having only time, so we must balance the equation by bringing mass and length on the left hand side. That is, we shall have mass power 0 and length power 0, so that the equation is balancing. And after balancing it, we now compare the powers of the same quantities. That is to say, we have mass M power 0, compare it to mass M power X. So that gives us X as 0. Then we have length power 0. We equate it to length power Y plus Z, which gives us 0 equaling to Y plus Z, hence giving us Y as negative Z. Then when we consider time T, we have T power 1 equaling to T power negative 2Z. When we equate the powers, we shall get Z as negative a half. So we have X as 0, Z as negative a half, but from this equation, which is 0 equaling to Y plus Z, we can get Y as negative Z. And therefore, since we have Z as negative a half, that means that Y equals to negative of negative a half, which is a half. So After getting these powers, now we shall substitute in our equation, which gives us period t as the constant, then mass power 0, length power half, acceleration power negative half. And from this, it means that the mass does not affect period t. And then period t equals to constant k times the square root of L over G. So that is how we can derive an equation using dimensions of a physical quantity. Thank you. We meet in our next lesson.